Hey guys, welcome to another Double Source video. Because apparently, according to people in the comment section, I've completely lived here too, so... Oh wait, they're fucking wrong! I was just away a single week since I was driving through my country and meeting family members and friends, but now I'm back, so... Now I can make scripted TF2 videos again. I was just uploading a series of Dark Souls videos since it was either that or nothing, and honestly, that was better than nothing, don't you agree? By the way, for the people who still want to watch the series, it's gonna be a Wednesday thing, so you're gonna get the normal video as always, and an extra video. So hey, everybody gets what they want, right? Right, guys? Guys, right? Though, I have something else that I want to talk about, something very serious. It's a confession. I have no, it's too hard. Just play the clip. Just do it. Just do it. I still think the Cloak and Daggers, the whole point of the Cloak and Daggers, kinda bullshit. I don't know why you would want to stand still. That sounds like just waste of your time if you can be invisible and at the same time pick up ammo. I was wrong. The Cloak and Dagger is a great watch. What was I saying? Let's talk about it. They wrote the intro and let's talk about the Cloak and Dagger. So I can prove to myself that it's actually a pretty good watch. Just roll the intro. Thank you.
With my apologies.
The Cloak and Dagger is a watch that I've hated in a long time, and not just for any reason, because in a long time it was very unreliable. The reason why was because of the whole point of the watch, to camp. And even though being able to stay invisible for a long time is good, it had a huge disadvantage of not being able to pick up metal and regain cloak. Though after the gun metal update, peace be upon it, it was fixed. So I think I have to explain in detail what the problem with the old version of the watch is, and why the new one gives you a new playstyle with its own benefits and deficits, and therefore another way to play Spy. Firstly, let's talk about the benefits of being able to stay invisible forever as long as you're standing still. This gives you a huge advantage. The whole reason why the original Cloak and Dagger sucked so much is that the power of being able to cloak forever was incredibly powerful and could easily be overpowered. To counter this, it had to be heavily penalized, with the only way of getting cloak being through not being invisible or standing completely still. I guess this is actually why I especially hate this watch, because I have ADHD. Waiting for that meter to go up is just super tedious for me. Just come on! just do it, okay? I can't wait. I can pick up that fucking ammo over there, or just wait for this shit. Fuck this watch. Fuck it. I'm going over to the image watch. This is fucking bullshit. Though it gives you a lot less mobility. Being able to pick up metal, and basically being invisible forever as long as you're clever in how you use your cloak is amazing. That's what the Invis watch is good at. Though sometimes you want to wait for the right time to strike, and with the Invis watch, every time you're not picking up metal, you're losing cloak duration. Something that is a huge problem, especially when there are a lot of enemies. This is what the Cloak and Dagger is great at, though before it was just too unreliable, and I would say it was underpowered. So to fix this, Valve had to be smart when buffing it. If they didn't play the cards right, the penalty of less mobility would be lost. If the Cloak and Dagger made you too unmobile, it would make it too unreliable. So what Valve did was letting you get cloak from metal. But as a penalty, you could not do this while cloaked, and you get a small amount of cloak back from it. I think this was a genius way of fixing it, because it made it so moving around was still not what the watch was best at. But at the same time, it did fix the biggest issue I had with it, which was that you could not even get to the spot you wanted to stay still at. The cloak was not long enough, and the lack of getting your cloak made it weak. Valve found a perfect balance between mobility and specialization. So now that we talked about the changes, I think it's time to explain what the Cloak Dagger is great at and its purpose in normal play. The C&D is a weapon all about staying invisible for a long time. In turn, you can roam less of an area without having to uncloak to refill your cloak meter. Therefore, it's best for game modes where you are defending or where you can have some kind of small area where you know enemies will pass. On payload maps, camping the payload is always a good tactic when on red. And when on blue, you can camp specific areas where most players on the enemy team come from. If you're in an area where it's better to stay invisible with less mobility necessary, then using the Cloak and Dagger is a good choice. The Cloak and Dagger gives you more time to uncloak at the right moment. It's great for waiting for the right moment to stab a sentry or stab a medic. It's also really funny to see people get really confused when you cloak. Seriously, try fleeing from an enemy, then cloak and just stay still. They normally think that you have fled, and it's pretty funny to see them walk past you. I don't know why, but it just makes me chuckle every time. The last thing about the watch is that it's great for playing an intel spy in Highlander. This watch is just great for camping a small area. When I was recording footage for this video, I kicked so much ass that the idiots on the server kicked me for hacking. It was probably more because they were fucking idiots. Just saying, no hard feelings, but seriously, you can't even see the difference between a hacker and a legit player. Just stop it. But hey, my point is that the Cloak and Dagger helped a lot with getting so many kills, and I didn't feel restricted at all because I had a small area to protect and a lot of room to refill my cloak meter. But what you're probably asking is, what are the penalties? Well, Mr. Strawman, I'll tell you right away. The problem with the Cloak and Dagger is really simple. It is worse for times where you have to act quickly, where you have to flee, be aggressive, and where you're scouting a bigger area. This means the image watch or dead ring is better for the majority of situations, because the three things I just mentioned are relevant in most matches. Staying active gives you more kills in the long run. It may give you less important kills, but the majority of times being active is important for Spy, to remove defenses before they can be built to the fullest and holding the medic at bay. The Cloak and Dagger restricts movements thanks to you not getting as much cloak from metal containers, and you have to uncloak pick them up. This can actually get you caught, so running around with the image watch is a lot better when teams are spread, and when they're not all sticking to the payload or capture point. Which they normally aren't, because these are pub servers, and on pub servers people don't really think of things like objective and game flow. Those things don't exist. Being aggressive also makes it harder for the enemy to do their job. Having to spy check has a bigger effect on the way players prioritize their roles than you may think. So if I had to simplify the roles of the Cloak and Dagger, I would say that the benefits are: it gives you as much time as you want to time your stab, which gives a strategical advantage. It makes you be invisible as long as you want, making you able to flee from dangerous situations with your cloak. It specializes in taking out a few but useful targets. It's great for giving intel to your teammates in competitive play. It makes you an MLG Pro camper. It is yellow, which fits with your new designer shoes. With these benefits, the penalties would be more time consumption required to use it to its fullest potential. Decreases the amount of kills you get. The less cloak from metal penalty restricts your mobility in larger areas. The time it takes to refill your cloak triggers my ADHD brain and makes me suicidal. Last one was a joke, by the way, but it still really stresses me out. Like, seriously, stop! Just I want to go out and kill somebody. What the f? And there you are, ladies and gentlemen. More specifically, 96% men and 4% women, according to my analytics. Anyway, so that was my video. If you enjoyed, remember to leave a like and maybe press that subscribe button. As I'm writing this script, I am at 5,000 subscribers, but I would presume that I have hit 6k at the time this video gets published. So thanks for the support. Oh yeah, Lenny wrote the outro. No, seriously, thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. And they're of course a lot of fun to play, though. The problem is that when Valve give us cheap items like bot killers, because that really doesn't give us max health is a big advantage. That means that the scout, for example, that normally has 125 health can get up to 185 health.